Hello everyone. Okay, mic's coming through, that's good. And just readjust the model. Fuck. Didn't put it on back properly the last time and it's bothering me now. I don't have OCD. I have CDO. It's basically the same thing except that in my case the letters are in alphabetical order as they should be. So welcome to yet another mini Mania. At this point I am still continuing with this lovely guy. I'm going to carry on painting him tonight, mainly because I really want to get him done, because that's a fairly large thing I can take off my list. I'm not 100% sure how exactly I'm going to carry on with him yet. There's a handful of things that I do want to do, but I'm going to carry on with him for now because yeah, it was a long day. So I'm wearing a Slayer shirt I see now in the camera. That wasn't planned, but it's good because Slayer's awesome. Go have a look at them if you are interested. They really make, in my experience, the best tasting energy drinks currently available on the market. I'm in fact not drinking one tonight, simply because we had our session 0 for the new campaign today, and I was drinking Draymond's and there was still some left in the bottle. So for now I am drinking this deliciously dark beer. It's the Jelly Monk from Draymond's. So if you're interested, go check them out. They're actually doing quite well. The website and so on looks nice, and the social medias is getting up there. I might actually do a video with them soon. We're still in conversations about that, so but I'll let you guys know once that happens, if that happens. It's a maybe. It's not, certainly not a confirmed. Why does it look like there's hair in front of my camera? I bumped it. Sorry. So, yeah, and then I just realized I never updated the discount code on this one, so let me quickly sort that out. Shit, what did I make it? I really can't recall what I made the discount code now. I know it's on the website, but usually I access the website from different computers, so let's see if I can find it here. Sorry, now I first need to log into my Shopify account in order to see what I made the discount code so that I can share it with you. That is not the Shopify I wanted to see. Just, I saw this an invoice from Shopify. Come now, precious. No. Oh, the authentication app. That would make sense. Sorry about this. Usually it goes a lot smoother. Then again, I think it was Google Authenticator. I hope it was. Hey, I found it. I'm not going to do that now. Let me just close this so you don't actually accidentally see access to my website. That's not going to go so well. No, that's the one I'm looking for. Copy, wrong app, paste, just make it look nice, happiness, and send. There it is. Yeah, so obviously I'm painting or using my products when I'm painting. Currently I'm specifically using the Paintray system, the portable box. Theoretically I have space for a dedicated painting setup, but I use my space for so many different things, so I'm using the portable setup because it actually suits my needs a lot better. So as a slight view of that, I really need to make a plan with the chat here, get a little bit darker or something. I need to play with the stream setup in general. But hopefully everything will be nice and sorted out by the time campaign 2 starts. Yeah, so all of this, the MDF stuff is available over on my website, and if you use the discount code, then obviously you get 5% off. So please do that. And then I'm going to jump into painting and probably just more talking nonsense. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them. If you have questions, please feel free to answer them. Brilliant, love it. Yeah, you're welcome to ask them. I do not guarantee that I will be able to supply you with an answer. By the way, Ross, this thing is looking incredible so far. Still needs a little bit of love and attention, obviously, but we're definitely getting it. That's the bottom side's a little bit more purple. I quite like that. There is also some airbrushing that will happen eventually. You can see some of the elements here, the whites. The idea is to have the base be Necronium and having that as a kind of a glowing effect projected onto the model itself. So I'm contemplating potentially starting with the base itself. I have a drawer off to the side with some hobby models. I think it looks amazing. I wouldn't call it grotesque, but then I do obviously have a somewhat different opinion on what I enjoy and what I don't, or what I enjoy versus what other people enjoy. But yeah, I think it's looking good. I am still currently in contemplation as to potentially adding some vegetation on the base. on the one hand, the island where they fought them on, what was it called? Oh, it's Osturith, obviously. I'm thinking of Infernal Islet. They fought him on Osturith. Yeah, there would actually be possibly some vegetation. But I can't make the vegetation green because that will fight with these spikes, which are intended to be necronium. I can't exactly make it blue vegetation because, well, the whole model is blue. I can't make it red because that will probably conflict with the mouth and draw attention away from it. Yellow is very close to the green, orange is close to the red, so purple is once again close to the blue, so I don't know yet if I'm going to do vegetation, and if I decide to do vegetation, what color am I going to do them. I'm using an older, less fancy brush for this. So obviously once I've completed this, the thinking is to go back in with the airbrush and to do a glow effect from the necronium. I'm still deciding, but I might end up just spraying some green rather than doing a white base. The white would be fantastic to get it to pop, but that does make it a little bit more of a hassle. So I'm growing more and more excited about campaign 2. Like I mentioned earlier, we did have our session 0 earlier today. I would say I'll post some photos onto the socials, but I had a look earlier and apparently I only took one photo. So I will post photo to social medias. I had a bit of a braai and chatted a little bit about the various characters that will be played during the campaign. And currently the stories that the players came up with is, man, I enjoyed chatting to them. They came up with some really cool ideas, and here and there we had to workshop it, but I mean, some of them was just like, oh no, this will fit perfectly, I'm not going to change anything, let's just go with this. So it's really starting to come together. A little bit sad, Rhiannon will unfortunately not be able to join us from the beginning. Guy that played Will in the previous campaign. But we are in conversation to actually bring him in at a later stage when his things have settled down a little bit. But the rest of the guys were here. I kind of want to share at least some of it, but at the same time, just come and watch the intro sessions in the campaign, and see this unfold in real time. The intro sessions will be from February. We are in January. It was a long week. I haven't fully recovered from the day job yet. Hopefully my insomnia will be kind to me tonight and allow me some much needed rest. The other option with this is, just finish the section, I'll grab it, is to do brass tufts. No, the traditional wargaming base, like we're placing 1-2 tufts. Actually, I can't remember who exactly said it, but it was hilarious. As wargamers, we treat this stuff like gold. Which is very ironic because this is my pack of tufts. Behind the price, there's a few that's been used so far, but for some reason we treat them like gold, and they're fairly easy to come by. It makes no sense. Pink tufts might actually not be a bad idea with this. I'll sleep on it. Maybe. I don't sleep all that much. Pink is actually not a bad idea, but I don't think I own a single pink color. I would have to mix. Quickly want to send someone something. So I do have a question for someone who I know is currently watching, and I'm gonna put him on the spot. I don't understand this. People who know I'm streaming decides to call me exactly when I'm streaming. That makes no sense. I WhatsApped my landlord a little bit earlier. While it was raining quite heavily because they were gone for the day, his cat came crying at my door, almost completely soaked, the poor thing. So I just let him know. I'm assuming he decided, oh no, he's home now, he can call me about it. Yeah, no. It does sound fun. I'm seeing the messages pop up in my PC screen, and he's planning to go grab some good coffee, and I wanted to find out if I want to go along, but I'm stuck here. quite surprising how much I've actually missed applying paint to an object. So the Spotify playlist that I shared at the beginning of chat, when I posted the photos of Zoth and Ommog earlier, or end of last week, Spotify, well done. Instagram asked me if I wanted to add music. It's like, yeah, it's not a bad idea, but obviously I wanted to add some more Lovecraftian themed music that suits the model, but also suits this wonderful personality painting him. So I went looking for Lovecraftian themed or inspired metal and came across this playlist, so I'm giving it a go. Apparently there's a number of other Lovecraftian themed playlists, but for now I'm listening to this one. Maybe I learn about some music, new music, maybe not, we'll see. What's this? That's not what I had in mind. This could actually work quite well. I do believe this color is going to look... Oh, that looks so cool. And add some green to that. I'm almost thinking I should not change the color of the suckers and the tentacles. It is something that I did consider early on when I started painting it. It's going to take a hell of a lot of time. It's actually... I think I've shared this on the stream before. Mocha's Magics made me some custom, or made me a custom big D20. When I say big, I mean like that size, with tentacles in it for the final game. I kind of want this and that one to match up, but should I? Let me go grab the dice. I'll be back in a moment. Priorities. So, it's fairly obvious, just want to not get it to reflect. But you can see the suckers there. I did make it a little bit lighter. But man, this thing's got a lot. And I don't think it's really gonna give me all that much benefit. I do need to carry on some of the tentacles, that is very, very true. I just really wanted a break last time. It's the wrong color. That's the right color. So the pot of brown is, I'll carry on with the base in a few moments. So the camera doesn't show it as much. Which light is it? That's okay, I know the camera's flickering. I'm seeing that. I shall address that another point. I was under the impression that I did change it, but apparently I did not. So, someone did ask me in the week where I got the model. A friend of mine printed it for me, and I would absolutely love to share his socials with you so that you can bug him to print things for you as well. But in order for me to share that, he kind of needs to actually have socials available. Oh, aren't you my friend, Ross? I mean, you're definitely not my wife. I'm pretty busy pulling your leg. Trying to inspire you to get off your ass and send me the relevant links in order to that I can promote you and send people your way, so that you can actually make money from doing, well, this. With very different mothers, because fuck, you're short. What, rolling the dice on the girl this time? No, the correct term is stunted. Not stumped, stunted. Yeah, but then again, most things go over your head. Unless you're Drax, then you'll be able to catch it. I think the correct term is a little shit, which I'm obviously not, so... Ross and I have been friends for going on 13 years now, I believe. He is... Well, truth be told, I am uncommonly tall and he is uncommonly short. So, there's a very distinctive contrast between the two of us, and I won't reveal all of your secrets here, but we in our friend group we do tend to tease him quite a lot. Admittedly, I've seen worse ones online that I look at this yeah, we're still friends and this is taking it a little bit too far. And then I carry on and don't send it to him. See, I still like you, Ross. I think a portion of that was the fact that I was interested in your cousin at that time as well. At least one good thing between the relationship between me and her came from it. Although you had some interesting side quests along the way. Well, how does the saying go? Bros before hoes. And yes, I did just call your cousin a hoe, but I'm like 99.9% sure you'll actually agree with me on that one. Good enough? Or was I supposed to open my mouth a little bit? It depends on which political party you're asking. Welcome to me and Ross talking shit. Because that seems to be the running theme of tonight. This model did come very, very well, Ross. I think it was one of the first ones you actually did since you got the resin printer. Mike did send me the Hero Forge, or a screenshot of the Hero Forge model he is looking to do for his character for the next campaign. Fuck. I'm supposed to know this. It's on the Yoms Viking album. I know exactly what what song you're talking about. I just can't remember the specific song. The Way of Vikings. Two brothers training, fighting to the death. When the one falters, the other goes for the kill, just like an enemy. Still in two minds about the damn tentacles. Not the tentacles, the suckers. I think without context, what I'm saying could potentially be misconstrued into something very different. I'm going to hold off a little bit longer on that. I think for now I'm just going to carry on with the base. You can see him better. This is very sludgy music. What is this? Oh, Portal. That makes sense. I recently actually, because of my search, discovered a South African band. What was they? A Nameless Dread. Well, it's not picking up here. Well, I think I'm actually going to jump to them. Some really, really cool music. And very local for me, which is awesome. Don't worry, it's not blood, it's just paint. And it's getting worse. That actually really looks like blood on the stream. Oh, there's a dice bag that I forgot about. Wrong way. Saw my collection of player books that are used for introductory sections, and I saw the black shape on top of it and couldn't figure out what it was. Oh, these eyes are gonna look amazing. Or at least I think so. So I'm for the iris, I'm going for a Sauron type eye. So fiery, and then a slit for the pupil. I think when I'm done with the eyes, I'll also add a little bit of Games Workshop Art Coat, which is a gloss varnish, so it will make the eyes appear glossy. Oh, this is too cool not to share. I'm gonna take a nice photo of it and quickly put that up so you can enjoy how gorgeous this is along with me. Just need to clean the camera first. Almost there, I hope. So there you can start seeing that red in the eyes. So the direction on some of these eyes are fairly straightforward, but on others, I honestly have no idea what's going on here. But that is typical Lovecraft. Eyes and tentacles, a formless dread. I'm assuming there's context there that I'm somehow missing. Or are you talking about the eyes that I don't know what's going on? Who do you have eyes for? I thought you're married. Should I call your wife? Okay. I will not call your wife, don't worry. Yeah, but here's the important question. Does she ever know what you're on about? I'm worried about how true that is. But red in the eyes are amazing, but I do feel it conflicts a little bit too much with the mouth. So I'm quite happy that I am planning on, in your case, very, very literally. Because if you try anything there, I would be very surprised if she doesn't kill you. As I was saying, I'm happy I'm planning on taking this more to a bright yellow. The red is just kind of the starting point. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it now again. I may have mentioned this to you, Ross. I'll be needing 3 hags potentially for the campaign as well. I'll let you know at some point. I think of the miniatures we quickly did discuss, that might have been the one that I forgot about. What the fuck? Have you had your beer tonight? Yeah, my thinking with them is the 3 crones from The Witcher 3. Something along those veins. Stella's a lager, it's not beer. Yeah, man, drink beer. Actual beer. I think I have all of his eyes. He doesn't have a single blind spot. I am thinking. What are these? No. So, other than the fact that it is 3 and they're female, there's actually no similarities between the 3 crones in The Witcher 3, which is also in Slavic folklore, and the 3 fates in Greek mythology. So, Greek mythology, the fates are more celestial entities. I think explains it the best. Where you've got I can't remember the exact names now, but effectively you've got the weaver, the fate, and then the killer, effectively. So you've got one weaving the life thread of every single person's existence, and you've got one weaving that into the tapestry of life, effectively being this is your part, so this is your role, this is where you fit in, and then you have the last one, which cuts the thread, which is where you die. So that's the fates in Greek mythology. Norse has something similar. I can't recall exactly now. The three crones or three hags in The Witcher 3 think more of the witch in Hansel and Gretel. They're three sisters, and they would steal children and fatten them up to eat them. So no, it's three and female is pretty much where the similarities end. So I do realize that there is going to be some life and death interplay in the new campaign, but not the three fates or the three Norns as in Greek mythology. I should probably also add with what I just said, I'm by no stretch of the imagination a true mythologist. I'm not actively and aggressively studying world mythologies. I'm very interested in them, that much is true. And I do take aspects of away from said mythologies and help utilize that to help build out my world. But so the retelling that I gave of the three Norns currently could potentially have mistakes in it. So if there's someone that actually knows the story, I'm sorry if I butchered some of it. That definitely was not the intent. But it is what it is. I just thought of something, and I think this will actually work quite well. Because I'm not sure what color I want the base to be, I can add some color using shading. Not that brush. And just spread it around a little bit. Trying to make the base interesting. I am also going to be taking some purple. Just for variation. Making it interesting. I will brighten it up with a dry brush a little bit later. I am almost out of beer. It is a tragedy. Not like a Greek tragedy, but a tragedy nonetheless. Actually, should. I've thought about this in the past, especially with a bigger model. I should actually take my ring off so it doesn't scratch the model while I'm working on it. Just that little bit of orange is already making quite a big difference. Brightening up the eye and separating it from the mouth. And it's not too obvious on camera. I shall create a update photo soon, don't stress. This is also not really the best paint for what I'm currently doing. Contemplating holding off on the further update once I've added the yellow, because I think that will actually really make this pop. OCD doesn't like having the paint standing outside like this. Still a very good beer. If you're curious, go check them out. Tell them I sent you. Oh yes. I don't know how obvious that is on camera, but the yellow really works well for the eye. I think the lights on the camera does make it a little bit difficult to see, because I'm looking at the screen now and it seems like most of the eyes are just white again. One day when I'm big now and I have more money, I'll get a nice camera for this angle. I will send you a photo, because the streaming camera really doesn't do this justice. Sending photo so it appears on stream. Hey, how are you? I think that's the correct one. Yes! There it is! The yellow eyes. I'm still gonna do a line of black for the pupil. But new black. Sorry. I think I'm alive, in all honesty. The past week at the day job was, to call it brutal is a mild understatement. My body was yesterday so sore it was almost impossible to move around. It was like literally just lying in bed. I don't know if you've ever had it where if someone like punches you on the shoulder and your arm goes numb. My right arm, the whole of Saturday, just due to the work, I could barely hold my phone. It's a little bit rough. Yeah, Ross. I know what it's called. Yeah. That black pupil slit really makes this. Things we do in order to put food on the table. I have a nagging suspicion that my players are very happy that this wasn't painted before the last game last year. Just that little black line to create the pupil really does. I completely forgot about that eye. Oops, I forgot about that eye. So the next campaign will not have the same scale in terms of monster size, but I mean, having discussed backstories today with the players, I'm very excited for the next campaign. It's gonna be an interesting one. And we'll be beginning with the introductory session soon. I think it's the first introductory session is 2 weeks away, if I recall. Yeah, it's the 2nd of February is the first introductory session. That is 2 weeks away. So, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be introducing Mike's new character, which is an interesting one for reasons many of you will only discover later. Where's the fun in that? I mean, come on, Ross, you know more about this campaign than anyone else, with the exception of myself. It's like, I think currently you know the second most about this campaign. We'll organize a beer and I'll tell you. Maybe. Yeah, sorry, I kind of wanted to share what I'm planning and didn't have anyone else that I can share it with. But that does remind me, Quinix, your other half still needs to send me a message so we can have a conversation about said campaign. So, please relay that message. Otherwise, I'll just ask Might and Matt. Nope, still haven't received anything. Just put a camera on the side. I kind of want to see that. Bye, Ross. I just saw the Steam notification pop up. He's playing something else. I do have a curiosity question regarding the campaign, and this will not fall into any particular schedule. I obviously need to create new maps for the new campaign, so I'm a little bit interested in if people would want to see that, me creating maps either using I do have a thing that I bought on Steam a while ago that works great that I haven't used yet. So I need to figure out how that works, or I need to go the route I originally did and just do a traditional sketch, cartography sketch. So would be able to live stream that, but that will then obviously fall outside of the regularly scheduled content. And then I can obviously share a little bit more about what I'm thinking of in terms of the campaign and why certain settings is in a specific way. It has eyes. Seems like February is going to be a very stream heavy month for me. Okay, I did see his message come through. I'll respond once the stream is over. Just put a quick update on again. If it's not communicated, it does not exist. There, you can see its eyes. So, yeah, he could also have grabbed my number from some of his colleagues. He works with two of my players. I know one of them kind of sort of left, but not entirely. Okay, now I have a problem. Unless I start doing the... I can actually quickly fix that spot on. Drop some paint on in the wrong place. Because pretty much, unless I do the suckers, which I kind of want to do and kind of don't want to do. I want to do it because it will add detail. I don't want to do it because that's going to take a fucking eternity, and at this point this thing is going to be a shelf piece, and I don't really see the value in doing that. I might just highlight them a little bit. It's probably not a bad idea. But I'm also waiting for the washes and the base to dry before I can actually carry on with them. I think this is the right one. That seems to be, it's close enough at least. Paints are quite good for airbrushing, but they do tend to spill out more than I actually necessarily wanted them to. Number of There's another painting project that I'm also going to endeavor on this year. And no, the plan is not to buy more models because I really have too many models. But to rather dig through my existing models and find ones that will work, and then paint them up using the Slayer cans as inspiration for the color choices. I think that can be quite cool. I recently came across a video of someone doing that with Space Marines and Monster. It's like, yeah, that's a cool idea, but Slayer. Need I say more? Now's the question, am I using the right color for what I'm about to do? No, I'm not. Yeah, I've kind of gotten to the point where the majority of my Slayer related content is the live streaming stuff. I do want to get some things out for the regular social platforms, Instagram, whatever. But doing it this way I find to be so much easier than shooting and editing and I think it's mainly the editing that's putting me off. Editing takes time that I really don't have. However, there is... I need to follow up on him with that, actually. Caleb wants to do a Slayer shoot which incorporates some of the stuff I make, so I actually need to sit with him regarding that as well. I know you mentioned last when I spoke to him, he started writing a script and things like that, but we haven't gone beyond that yet. I think this color suits what I want to do a lot better. This is going to take forever. So, just highlighting the tops, just to bring them out a little bit better. And I'm trying to keep it as level as possible so it makes it easier to see the top portions of each one. So one thing I'm very thankful I don't do. I don't stick out my tongue when I'm trying to concentrate. Because I think that'll be a very interesting picture. In certain circumstances it can be quite cute, but I don't think I really conform to the whole cutesy aspect. Are you talking from experience, Ross? I hear kids will do that to you. I think this is a little bit there. Just to bring them out without going completely over the top. It does look a lot better in person than it does on camera. Thinking I should start looking for a heater to help the base dry up. Yeah, this is starting to look good. I do realize this is quite a bit more work, but I do feel that it does add a bit more life to the character. I mean, I should probably take out that photo again, but this is starting to look cool. Let's quickly do so. My phone is freaking out again. Should be up momentarily. There you can kind of see the highlights of different tentacles. So, having a quick look at the time in the corner of my eye, I am thinking I'm probably going to end up finishing up with the tentacles for now and then call it a night. I sadly still have some specifically housework that I need to get to, which I'd much rather be painting than doing housework. But I live alone, so there's no one else is going to do it. Or even help me with it. one thing that they don't tell you about painting the big models, this thing starts getting heavy after a while. Still, wait. Damn it. I'm wondering if I shouldn't, because I have it so nicely painted up, well, mostly nicely painted up, if I shouldn't give it a significantly reduced stat block and have this as one of the big bads for the Monster Slayer sessions. Because it's going to be kind of suck, have it nice and painted up, and then it just sits on a shelf. Need another small drop of paint. Most of the wrist is facing down, so they won't really catch the light. Because this is a slightly larger one. Quickly want to get some more color in this one. There's an eye I missed. Hi. Welcome to the insanity. Where did I put my white? No, I didn't put out white this time. bugger. And the base is still wet. It depends on what you're doing. And tonight specifically, I did the base, well, up until this point. And I did start out with the eyes. Is that another eye? I think that's another eye. I blocked out the white of the eye last week already. Well, apparently not all of them, but and for most of what I did today, I didn't really actually need white. I think there's another 2 eyes down here. So, just for those of you joining now, this was not supposed to be, this was the model I used as the BBG for the end of my previous campaign. And shortly before that session, my airbrush decided to not work anymore, mainly because I managed to drop the microscopic nozzle and I couldn't get it fixed in time. So it had its base colors, and I'm finished painting it up now because that's still a cool model and I really want to paint it up nicely. I missed like 4 eyes on that beautiful little face. Yes, I'm weird, get over it. I did say when I'm done with the tentacles I'm going to call it for the night, but this is bothering me now. We're getting there. Just a little bit wet. Oops, that wasn't planned. See, you can kind of sort of see the glistening on the camera. But yeah, once this is done, I'm going to start painting these spikes a vibrant green to represent an acronium. At which point I will also do a glow effect on the base of the model itself, add a few tufts of grass, and glue the whole thing together, because I might actually just do that during the week, not during the next live stream. So I'll still show it in the live, but the hope is to have it pretty much finished up over the next week. thankfully, in this South African heat, the paint tends to dry quite quickly. Well, it's nice on the model, it's less nice on the palette. I just realized something to the stream. Yeah, I'll change that in the week and then it'll be applicable as of next week. That's not quite dry enough yet. I really need to finish up and try and get to bed. It really has been a rough week. Okay, there he is, or it is. A quick final update. Just gonna try and get a nicer angle. Damn, this looks good. Or at least I think so. Well, we'll see if you agree the moment I get it up. There he is in the upper left-hand corner. I'm actually wondering if I shouldn't. Now, while I'm thinking about this, maybe make it a tad larger. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's that one. Let's just make this. Nope. Okay, I'll figure out some other aspects of the stream during the week. But yeah, there he is. I think he's starting to look amazing. I am very sad that I unfortunately could not have him painted up like this for the final battle. I might end up doing or painting up the rest of the miniatures that was a part of that battle. I know there's a few others that I sadly don't own, but it was the players' miniatures, but I'll see if I can ask them to borrow these miniatures and take some hero shots of the final battle. Because, man, that all looks so epic. But yeah, I'm going to call it here for tonight. I sadly still have a number of things that I have to do before I can call this weekend over. So thank you for joining me. This week in particular, I'm not actually going to live stream. I know I did plan to do a World Building Wednesday, but I am recruiting for another campaign, and seemingly Wednesday is the only evening that will work for us. So I'm running a recruitment game there, but I will be back next week Sunday with some mini Mania, and then the following week we've got our second one shot before we actually start the next campaign. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I had fun. I got a little bit further. See you guys next week.